promise I'll play more bass line so you can like kind of hear it.
Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you.
Let me hear you.
See you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. High and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. Sing that with us now. Holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy.
That's right.
Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. Really open the heart now. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. Thank you, Holy Ones. You sound amazing this morning. Let's rise up. Let's take that energy and sing our opening song together, This Little Light of Mine. Turn the page. A one, a two, a 1, 2, 3, go.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine,
Let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere you go now. Everywhere I go, you know that I'm gonna let it shine.
yeah, yeah.
Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go,
I'm gonna let it shine.
let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Clap together now.
This little light of mine,
I know let it shine, 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 let it shine. Thank y'all so much. You may be seated. Once again, y'all sound amazing. So happy to be here with you this morning. My name is Jesse. That's my beautiful wife, Amy, running off to turn off the alarm. So happy to be here with you. We got Brian Jones on the drums. This is Thomas Mendez on the bass. And we got CL Yasukawa on the keys. Let's hear it for CL. And our fearless leader this morning, Rev Eileen.
Good morning. Good morning. In this moment, I am filled with gratitude. The gratitude of knowing that the love of the omnipresent God is everywhere present in me and all around me. And that same omnipresent God is, of course, within you and all around you. And so as we come together this morning as a community, we come filled with love. We come filled with gratitude. We impart that love and gratitude to one another. And so it is. Amen. Amen. Now I want to welcome all of you. Look at all the people that are here today. Wow. This is wonderful, wonderful. We're going to be talking about that later, okay? But for now, let's just welcome everybody that's online and say we're so happy that you're with us. Thank you for being with us this morning. I also wanted to tell you that last week, and we tried to get a picture, but we didn't have a good enough picture, did we, Jesse? No, of the pet blessing that went on here. We had about 30 dogs here, and I don't know how many cats. They were so well behaved, they made some of us look bad. And they actually were blessed. Each one of them, Angela blessed each one of them individually. They were as good as gold, and there was absolutely no barking. It was amazing. It was an amazing day, and there were vendors there selling the wares for people that had dogs or whatever. I don't have a dog, and I bought stuff. That's how good they were. That's how good they were. And I also want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Gratitude all around for this hurricane readiness volunteer group. You would never know there was a hurricane that came through here. They were here early. They got all the shutters. I call them shutters. What do you call them? Blinds? What do you call them? Okay. Protectors down all over here. Took everything out of here. Then on Friday, they came back. Put everything up, put everything back, picked up all the twigs, the branches. They've been working like crazy here so that you would never know anything happened on this campus. So I am so blessed to be in a community like this. So very, very blessed. And I thank you so much for that. So let's stand and do our community purpose statement together right now. We are a spiritual community that inspires profound personal and global transformation by empowering one another to awaken to the truth of who we are, the embodiment and expression of love. Please stay standing and let's greet one another.
love in me and resting in the love of God. I know that all is well. The joy of God is joy in me and resting in the joy of God. I know that all is well. The breath of God is breathing me and resting in the breath of God. I know that all is well. I know that all is well. I know that all is
As we breathe in and out, just relaxing right now. Relaxing in our chairs, allowing your shoulders to drop. Breathing in a nice, slow, deep breath that comes all the way up to the top of your head and out. Breathing in again, breathing in love, and breathing out peace and calm. One more breath in, all the way to the top of your head, slowly, slowly. Breathing in love, breathing out peace and joy.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
And as we breathe in, let's close our eyes or soften our gaze. The inevitable universal law of change has presented itself this week. Surely the presence of this Lord is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. And I invite you to clear your minds right now. It might be the first time this week you've had a chance to do that. And the way that I'm going to ask you to do it is to come into a sense of mindfulness, which means listening to the sounds around you. Just listen to the piano being played. Let's just listen for a moment. Blocking out any thoughts. Just being mindful in this present moment. I ask you to allow the feeling of gratitude to well up within you. Bring something to mind that you are so grateful for. Something you are grateful for even in the midst of the changes that have taken place this week. Our power of determination to inspire us to do everything we needed to do. getting done what needed to be done. Seeing all of us working together with a love that is permeating all of us, uniting us. Allow yourself to feel gratitude. Open your beautiful hearts. Allow yourself to feel that gratitude for whatever it is that you have accomplished this week as we go into the silence for a moment. Let us bring that beautiful energy of our hearts back into this beautiful sanctuary and see and feel a renewed energy of love within you, a renewed energy of gratitude. Knowing that you are now in a new energy and a new environment. Slowly come back into the room when you're ready and open your eyes.
Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back down. You can stand me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down. No, I stand my ground. I won't be turned around. And I keep this world from dragging me down. Gonna stand my ground, and I won't back down.
I won't back
Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. Hey, well, I'll stand my ground, and I won't back down. Well, I know what's right. See, I got just one life in a world that keeps on pushing me round and round. Well, I stand my ground, and I won't back down.
I won't back
Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. Hey, well, I'll stand my ground, and I won't back down. No. Na 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 na. Never gonna back down. No, no. Well, hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out.
it's a privilege to stand up here near them. Their energy is unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable. And that song is meant for you. You won't back down. You'll stand your ground. And the proof is you're right here, right now. That is for sure. Yeah. So Reverend Joe was due to speak today, and I jumped in, and I took his place. So he'll be here next week. Why? Because I need to talk with all of you about what we've been through this week. And I don't want to deviate from what we're talking about this month, which is the power of zeal, that spiritual energy that we're going to talk about right now called audacity. And sometimes that's a very strong attribute. You could say the audacity of her, or the audacity of him. Who do they think they are? Because a lot of times a person that acts that way is considered pushy, presumptuous, or simply spunky. Okay, yeah. Audacity is therefore not always seen in a perfect light. But when we're looking at the spiritual power of audacity, it's the capacity for everybody to proceed in the direction of their intention, remembering, keep your eye on your ego, but always in the direction of your intention. Your spiritual ability this week, your intention of audacity worked, didn't it? We all had the same intention. We did not want that hurricane to come down here and get us. We did not. So I've heard from several people in the community, some who wanted prayer, some who said, I can't believe the faith in God that is coming forth in me, in spite of the stress that I'm feeling. Talk about stress. 2 hurricanes back to back, both hitting Florida. You watch the weather station for any length of time, and you can go from stress to distress. Stress to distress. There's a big difference. We all experience stress, and to say that we don't is really a lie, because all of us do, from time to time, and it's at different degrees. Our unity principle, number 3, says human beings create their experiences by the activity of their thinking. Everything in the manifest realm has its beginning in thought. That's to remind us to keep a good thought, no matter what's going on, that we have the power to change any negative thought to a positive one. We can take stress and change it. We can take distress and even make it stress, so that we can get through whatever we need to do. But today, I cannot pretend to stand up here and talk to you about any of this without including you in it, because we have all been through something together, but very differently. Some of you need some healing. Some of you are experiencing emotional hurting. Some of you are not. Many of you have been without electricity and still are. I've spoken to one community member who has 18 inches of water in their house and has said, I am not doing this again. I cannot do it again, because they just got it back together from a couple of years ago. We're all different. But we can't just sit here. I can't stand here in front of you and pretend to know what it is that you're experiencing. So we're going to do this talk together today. Are you ready? Huh? Yes. Great. So here's what we're going to do. We have some guidelines, because otherwise we could have total chaos here. You never know. Here's the guidelines. We would all benefit from hearing from you. And the way it would be was you to share your feelings with us at the time that this was going on for you, and what helped you get through it, or what do you still need to do to get through this. We want to be here for you. We want to hear what you have to say. So Gary has a microphone, and Jesse, you have a microphone, and we're going to ask you, if you're brave enough to share with us what you have been through this week and how did you get through it? If you're through it. If you're not, just say you're not. This is about you helping one another here in this community understand what we've been through. Now, I'm going to give you an example so you know what I'm talking about. My family had a bloody fit that we were staying. I wish my phone wasn't working because it kept, come on, what is wrong with you, Eileen? Mom, get here, get on a plane and get here. This is crazy. I spend all my time calming them down and telling them, look, we're ready. We're not in an evacuation area. If we were, we would evacuate. We know how to behave and do all the right things. So calming them down actually kept me peaceful and calm. And I realized over and over how I have faith that is very strong, and I am so grateful for that. That's an example. That's the truth, by the way. But I wanted you to hear kind of an example for that. Now, please know this. I reserve the right to help you get to your answer. Meaning, if you're talking a long time, I may interrupt you and help you, okay? All right. So, who is brave enough to just share, number one, how you've been feeling during this time? Tell the truth. We're all in this together. And what is helping you get through it? And we're going to raise hands, and these gentlemen will, whoa, all right. Let's start right here. Just say your name for us.
Good morning. My name is Alicia. Good morning. Thank you. This is my first week working at a VOW hospice, and I did not know that it was going to affect so many people in Florida trying to evacuate their loved ones from the areas that were in the path of the hurricane. So for the first week, it was like super challenging. And when I have a challenge, I go to the Prayer of Faith by Hannah Moore House because I need something repetitive in my head that will get me out of the stress. I'm not going to read you the whole prayer. I'm just going to read you the last 4 sentences because they're the ones that I repeat the most. God is my health. I can't be sick. God is my strength, unfailing, quick. God is my all. I know no fear since God and love and truth are here. Those last 2 sentences are the ones that I incessantly repeat in my head until I'm able to come down. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So the week leading up to Milton, I was just buried in social media looking at the wreck of Helene and everything that was happening there. And I thought it was just my normal stress from a typical preparing for a hurricane. But the day after the hurricane, I went to work and I could barely sit down. My whole body was so tense. And I realized at the end of the night, I had Charlie horses in both my hips going down to my toes because you don't realize it until you get to release the stress, just how much your body is affected. So I think this week I need some peace and to calm my body, and I bet a lot of you do as well.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you. Anybody else? Sudi.
Well, I've been trying to keep my power and keep control of my thoughts and my feelings and how I feel. And I was determined I was not going to give my power away from give my power away to that darn hurricane and have it take control of my life. So we did what we had to do, and then I just tried to keep control of how I felt.
Right. Thank you. Thank you.
My name is Patsy. I actually felt very peaceful. This is the 4th hurricane I've been through. We evacuated 1, but I felt very peaceful during the day. I did have someone come and stay with me so I wouldn't be alone, but I felt secure. I felt prepared. I did not have anxiety or fear. I went to bed at 9 and woke up the next day and it was gone. And I took the dog out early in the morning just as the sun was rising, and it was just so amazing to walk outside and this wind was still blowing, and our community was really almost untouched other than little limbs and things falling down. I never lost power in my house, so I feel very, very blessed. But I really feel the reason for this is I live in the same building Reverend Eileen lives in. So there must have been a bubble of something around us where we were safe. Thank you.
So, Patsy, you're saying you slept through the whole thing, is that it? Oh, okay. Yeah, I put a bubble around that place, a double one, actually, yeah. Anybody else? Yes.
Good morning. 2 years ago, I was in a condominium and there was 5.5 feet of water in the condominium below me. I lost my car, and since then, I've moved to another place. But interestingly, I ended up in another place that was also Zone A. So luckily, I have my friend over here who lives in Zone D, and I just want to thank Anne because the sheriff called all of Pelican Bay the night before and said that we have to get out the next day by 6 o'clock. And I tell you, you don't want to mess around with the sheriff, but you don't want to mess around with the hurricane. So everybody, I'm feeling blessed because I have friends and because we made it through this time without enormous amounts of loss. And I'm not like Patsy at all. I was terrified. But we got it together and we made it through and everything is okay and it's over again. So the most blessings for everyone and the most blessings for all the people in Florida who may or may not have been as lucky as Naples. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Hi, good morning. My name is Atika. As a mental health professional, I struggled a lot. I struggled because so many of my clients are up north, so they had no idea what was happening. They were demanding appointments, and I was like, I can't. But I'm also a nature-informed therapist. That means we are very environmentally conscious, so I'm experiencing a lot of grief for the environment. And one of the ways I found healing was to come on campus with Barry and to help this community and be part of a community doing something to help them. And I'm not Jewish by faith, as you know, I'm Indian, but I fast every Yom Kippur for Earth to ask for forgiveness for what we're doing to the Earth and how we're living and over-consuming and the impact of it. And I found so much healing in that fasting yesterday from sun up to sundown. So, and even being here is just an amazing experience being in community. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I'm Sharon. I grew up in Oklahoma, and we had my entire childhood, I stayed in a storm cellar because of tornadoes. And when the tornado alert started going off, I got very, very fearful. And Andy said to me, remember, Sharon, what you focus on, you bring into your life. And I stopped focusing on tornadoes right then. And I feel very blessed to be part of this community.
Thank you.
I think I was blessed 700 times. I've got to tell you, I have a self-storage building near the airport, and like most of us watching the news, there was a issue came out said there was 2 inches of water on the runway. And I said, oh my gosh, I got 700 customers up there that's going to be drowned it out. So at about 6 o'clock, it was just getting daylight. I went up to the building on Radio Road, and I was waiting to open the door and see the water gush out. But to my surprise, nothing was there. It was dry. I went in and flipped on the switch. The light came on, and stuff was on the desk where the girls had put the computers up there. So God gave me 700 blessings right then, plus my family, and I'm really thankful.
Hi, I was in Michigan, and I had a flight scheduled. It was only 49 degrees, and I had a flight scheduled for the 8th, which was canceled going into Punta Gorda. Then I had a scheduled flight for the 10th, which was canceled going out of Chicago. I went back to Chicago, and I was able to get in, and I'm so grateful that you're all here and that I'm able to be here, and I'm a wreck. Thank you.
It's on. Just start talking. That's fine.
Hi, my name's Ted. I lived in Atlanta 29 years, lots of tornadoes, and I've been through a lot of hurricanes, so they don't really bother me at all. Logically, you can get from the water in a good structure, but for some reason, not Helene, but this hurricane, all these people were texting me and calling me. What are you doing? What should I do? And I wrote them all down. There were 9 people that I know. And then they'd call again the day of. Oh, I think I'm going to leave now. I said, do you have a reservation? I said, don't go. And these are people I know really well. And it really got to me. I broke down because these are people I know. And I started thinking of all the fear of these. And these are people that have their life together and, you know, community people. And it was really unnerving to experience all of their fear. I had to just calm them. The ones I know that were spiritual, I said, look, you're going to be safe. God, just breathe in God's love. You're in a good structure. This is where you live. If you don't have reservations, you know, where should I go? I said, some people wanted to go like to North Florida. I said, no. Maybe Miami. If you have to leave, go, but get a good head start. And I don't know why on earth that all these people called me on this hurricane, but it was really a blessing because I was able to help them and bring calmness. But it was also, like I said, very touching and unnerving that all this fear and angst. And I, you know, so watching when you watch I turn on the Weather Channel for maybe 15 minutes at a time, and then after all that, you start, you know, kind of feeling all this. And so anyway, it was a very interesting experience, and you know, I have a lot of faith, so I was fine. But it was really I was kind of blessed to be there for them, so I appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Victor, and the good news is we made it through the hurricane, my wife Diane and Michael and I, without any problems or issues. But I will say something that did happen to me that I'm not real happy about is I developed an addiction. And you know, coming from a former psychiatric nurse, many, many years at Mass General Hospital, I knew it was happening. I could not get my head out of those weather reports that were on 24/7. And I don't know about you guys, but didn't it start like about 2 weeks ago? They started following this hurricane. And all I could see, starting in the Yucatan, this big, round, circular thing, ominously coming towards us. So, just like you said earlier, Reverend Eileen, it went from stress to distress. So I don't know what the answer to that is, but I've done a lot of meditation since then. I feel a lot better. And I created stress for my wife and my son, I know. But I just could not get my head out of that TV. And I don't know if anybody else had the same issue, but...
Raise your hands if you spent a lot of time watching the hurricane.
Good, I'm not alone.
Yeah.
I'm not alone.
Right.
But, you know, and they combined the 3 local stations, so it was like 24/7. Wherever you looked, there it was in front of you. So I just wanted to share that, but by the grace of God, we're all here, and we're all worshiping today, and the sun shines, and we go on with our lives. Thank you.
There's somebody. You're doing a great job helping me this morning with my talk. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Sandra, and I was very lucky to have a daughter that lives in North Naples on the 3rd floor. And so it was hard to leave because you can't get everything done. And so I was very grateful. But a friend had contacted me and said, what can we do? What can we do? And she was just completely upset. And as most of you know, a lot of you know, that besides my connection with God and Jesus, the angels are always with me. And with that, I created a prayer that I sent to her with a message from each of the 4 major archangels. And I did share that with close friends. Some of them are here today that we shared the prayer with. So it helped me in the creation of that prayer to help everyone else. So if anybody wants a copy of that prayer, if you want to put your email in the prayer box on a slip, I will send it to you. And it can be used at any time, hurricanes and everything else. But the only other thing was I was very upset that I lost everything in the refrigerator, and all I could think about was the money. And till somebody had, a foot of water in their home, and they lost their home, and I thought, I'm sorry. I am grateful. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Jane. I live in Naples, and like you, I was barraged with calls. My son and daughter became a tag team, calling every 15 minutes. One would call, then the other. Then they had my grandchildren call. So I reminded them of last month when I was home and we had watched The Wizard of Oz. And I said, look, if the hurricane comes, I'm praying I land in New Jersey and I'll see you sooner than later. So they kind of like that. But I felt like I was watching the news too much and getting a little anxious myself. And it was like sitting in a car watching a turtle cross the road. I thought that storm, I'd just come and get this over with already. Then my friend called and said, okay, I have a place in Boca, go up there. You have to go. Everybody's worried, da-da-da-da. I'm from New Jersey. We get hurricanes and we live through Sandy. So my other friend came over and we decided, okay, we'll go up there. We unload the car with all our important papers and my best shoes. And I said, let's open all the shutters. We open all the shutters and we're on this giant harbor surrounded by water. I'm like, I think we jumped out of the frying pan into the water here, but nothing happened. Everything was good. And when I got home the next day, everything was still fine. So
wonderful.
It's like that old saying, the only thing you have to fear is fear itself.
Yep. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Bonnie.
Hi, I'm Bonnie. Well, first of all, we got worried about putting up shutters. And we went to our neighbors that we hardly know. And they were finishing their shutters, and we asked them, do you know anyone that puts up shutters? And they said, we'll be right over. And there were 2 sets of neighbors. And they came over. We were so grateful to put up our shutters. And when Milton left, and Milton was October 9th, and that was my birthday. So I talked to Milton, and I said, I don't need you to come for my birthday, just I got cards, stay in the ocean. And then on Thursday, early in the morning, we hear this noise, and I thought, oh my God, the refrigerator. It was our neighbors taking down our shutters.
Wow.
I mean, I was filled with such gratitude for this. And during the hurricane, they always say, fill the tub with water. So we did that. And then they're saying tornadoes. And what they say with a tornado is, go in the tub. A dilemma. So we are very grateful. Thank you.
Okay, one more, and I'll need to move on.
I have one.
Oh, all right.
Well,
If nobody else?
I'll
Okay,
let
there we
someone
go.
else do it.
My name is Marley. I've been very fortunate to have a cousin who lived on the East Coast on a golf course, gorgeous place, so I was safe there. But at my return, I've seen roof damage, so never happened to me. It's my first house. I've been always grateful to live in a community that I don't have to take care of anything, but now I do. So I live by myself, so if you know anything about roofing, I've called the company, roofing company, but I don't know how busy they're going to be and how long it's going to take. So if you know anything about roofing and you want to get back to me, I would appreciate some advice here. Thank you.
Okay. All right, Gary, since you're my husband and you've had to live with me through all this, go ahead. I'll make an exception. One more. Go ahead.
Yeah, I live in the same building as Rev Eileen, too. And I did have a glitch, though. The bubble, I had a little leak in the bubble. But I went to put second floor condo, putting my shutters down, and they're the crank shutters. They're all coming down. The last one's in the guest bathroom. Didn't come down. So I'm like, all right, here we go. And you're already stressed, and I'm trying and cranking and cranking and cranking. So then I try to open the window. I don't think that window's ever been opened in 20 years. Finally, with great force, it went up. So then I'm kind of looking out. I'm like, should I hang out here? And I'm not telling Eileen anything going on because she's dealing with her own issues. But I'm debating whether to climb out even more and try to pull a shutter down. And getting more and more frustrated, negative thoughts, like you said earlier. But anyway, to overcome it, I walked away from it. Well, first I tried to put the window down, then it wouldn't come down. And I'm great, okay, so now we're going to have a window wide open. But finally, I push it down and it comes off the track. So, and she doesn't know any of this. She's learning about it now. But so I walked away, went down into the garage after I measured the opening, seeing what can I find to just stick in that opening. And there's a piece of plywood, the exact dimensions that I needed. I'm like, holy crap. But so I brought that up. It fit right in the window. I nailed it in, and we got through it. So anyway, yeah, that's it.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you. Our prayer chaplains this past Tuesday took it upon themselves to go on Zoom and pray for all of us also. So they're showing their audacity this week. So audacity is when you are courageous and you overcome seemingly impossible obstacles and are compelled to do something about it. You all just were full of audacity, every one of you that shared. You showed that no matter what the obstacle was, you were going to get through it. You're here today. How many of you still do not have electricity? Raise your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. How many have blinking electricity? Yeah, right. Yet you're here. You're here in this community. It's about having the courage to dream big, to exceed expectations, to face fears and uncertainty. It's about stepping out of your comfort zone and challenging yourself, which builds self-confidence and resilience. And I see in front of me a community of people that are resilient. It's about overcoming obstacles that seem insurmountable. It's when we use that spiritual ability to forge ahead in spite of everything. We heard all this week how this was a wobbler. We didn't know if it was going to wobble more north or come more south. And so we had to be prepared for the fact that it could have come all the way down and hit us. So you still have those emotions that go along with that. And you know, Eleanor Roosevelt is noted for saying, we must do the things we think we cannot. And that's what you did. Essentially, Audacity empowers individuals and societies to strive for greatness, to make it a better future. Our fifth unity principle says, knowing and understanding the laws of life, also called the truth, are not enough. A person must live the truth that he or she knows. We must put into practice everything we learn, or these principles are useless. There must be a shift in our consciousness. And when there is, there's a change in our behavior. And what I witnessed this morning with all of you is that. Starting with the prayer of faith. Somebody who's totally slept through the whole thing. Somebody whose body was affected deeply from holding all of that in once it was over. People that were thinking things were going to be much worse than they were, but had the faith and the belief that they weren't. I want to read from the 5 basic principles, what Jesus said. It's in Matthew 17:20. Truly, I tell you, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you. So in a moment, I'm going to show you how a 3-year-old prepares for a hurricane, how a 3-year-old has the faith of a mustard seed who doesn't know fear. So when you're ready, Kathleen, if you would play that video right now. That happens to be Amy and Jesse's daughter, Ellie. That's how she prepared. I want to thank all of you so much for your willingness to be who you are and speak your truth about what you were feeling, how you got through it. It's a wonderful thing. We are setting up a committee to help those in need in our community and the greater Naples area as a result of Hurricane Milton. So anyone who's interested in being on that committee can sign up in the breezeway. And also, if anybody is needing any immediate assistance here, please let us know. Now, I know people get upset with us because we don't answer the phones, but we get the message immediately, and that message goes to whomever it's supposed to. So if you need help, please let us know so that we can be there for you, okay? Thank you so much for being here this morning. I'm not leaving. All right, I ask the ushers to come forward, please, at this time. So this is the time that, I say it every week, the time for us to give. The time for us to be present to one another and to be present to these grounds and everything that we do here. It's the time that we put that money into circulation, knowing that it is well taken care of here. A lot of times when the basket is passed, and nothing goes in, it's because people are giving online. So everybody that's giving online, please put your hands over the basket and bless it as it goes past you. So if you would please, okay?
Say with me,
Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I am, and all that I receive. And so it is. Yes.
What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ear and I'll sing you a song, and I'll try not to sing out of key. Whoa, I get by with a little help from my friends. I get high with a little help from my friends. I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends.
to be alone.
How do I feel at the end of the day?
Are you sad because you're on your own? Well, no, I get by with little help from my friends. I get high with little help from my friends. Gonna try with little help from my friends. Do you need anybody? I need somebody to love. Could it be anybody? I want somebody to love.
Whoa, I get by with little help from my friends. Let me hear ya. I get high with little help from my friends. Gonna try with little help from my friends. Oh yeah, I get by with little help from my friends. A little help from my
All right. Extend your hands forward toward these blessings that we received this morning and those received online. And we say thank you, God, for this wonderful opportunity to be together today, to be able to continue the good that goes on in this beautiful place. We are so blessed. And so it is. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Reverend Eileen and community, for that amazing message, this amazing service this morning. A few event reminders for you as we continue on through the week. Join us under the banyan tree this Friday at 6:30 p.m. for a night of creative expression through a new community drum circle facilitated by Kyle Kirkconnell. The Unity Visual Arts Center invites you to join artist Kathy Ruck in Santa's Workshop on Friday, November 8th at 1 p.m. Express your creativity in crafting your own unique holiday decorations. Experience authentic Romanian cuisine without the cost of travel. Let Chef Daniela Crasian bring the flavors of her homeland to you with this new cooking class and dinner experience on November 12th at 6:30 p.m. Reverend Eileen and Life Study Book Club are diving into a new book this Wednesday, A Shift to Love by Alex Mill will teach you how to make the ultimate shift from fear to love. And finally, join Higher Grounds this Saturday at 7 p.m. for an unforgettable live performance by acoustic singer-songwriter Kelly Neff. As always, tickets include snacks and drinks. And now to close out our service this morning, our Unity of Naples prayer chaplains.
Thanks. Thank you. My name is Douglas Kraft. I'm a Unity of Naples prayer chaplain, and I am inviting each of our newcomers, if you're comfortable for your first time, to raise your hand or at least stand up so we can see who you are and welcome you to our community. And as always, we like to invite our community to say this to one another, whoever you are and wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. And all newcomers are always welcome to go out to the breezeway, and we have a special gift for each of you. And so in closing, I'm going to have the prayer for each of us as we relax into the message of the stories we've heard, as we're aware of those around us and those that love and care for us, reaching out for us during this yet another hurricane. And yet the immense audacity of each of the strengths and courage of each of you in your stories that you share today, and the blessing that we have of that divine nature unfolding even now, as it guides us in ways that we haven't even known. We can see the miracles around us as we become more aware. Thank you for blessing and expanding that in each and every one of us. In all your holy names, I say amen.
Thanks so much, Doug. And a reminder, if you are in need of prayer, you want to lift up a gratitude or a need with our prayer chaplains in the corners. They'll be in the quarters of the sanctuary after service. We also have prayer slips that you can put into the box in the back. Let's rise up and celebrate this morning as we close out service with Let There Be Peace on Earth.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With we say, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.